Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. We are so happy to be here with you. I'm Patty.
I'm Carrie.
And we are StudioR12 Stencils, and we are here to talk to you about DIY and crafting. And we have a very special, interesting little segment here to talk about today. And we also want to answer your questions. So if you have any of those, pop them in the chat. Let us know.
Yes. Yeah, is it my turn already?
It's your turn already.
Hi, welcome. So, we're from StudioR12 Stencils. If you've not been to our website, StudioR12.com, you need to go after the live, of course, after you watch this video. But we have...
There'll be links down in the description.
I'll share links throughout
Carrie
the live.
Puts so much stuff down below so that everything you want to know about any of the videos is down there, including timestamps, which is so valuable because if you want to know that part where somebody talked about, you know, the kind of glue or something like that, most of that will be in the timestamps and you can go right to where you need to go if you need to watch it again.
Yes.
Super helpful.
And on our website, we have more than 7,000 titles. We have stencils, we have tools, we have all kinds of really great things over there.
Blog posts,
information,
and sales. So make sure you sign up for the newsletter.
Yes, absolutely. And then you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, everywhere, all the things.
If they invent about 20 more, then we can just just I don't know.
Keep doing them. We can just add all to them.
Add everything.
So
great.
Here on Facebook, we go live every Tuesday. We're also live on YouTube. We're also live on Twitch. And then on Saturdays on YouTube, we release more succinct videos that are lesson and technique driven. And last weekend, it was probably one of our most popular releases we've had in a while.
Just a thunderstorm of watchers and stuff like that. So this is, I'll flip it this way. This is a bamboo cutting board from the Dollar Tree. They are in the new Dollar Tree, what's the
Plus
and more. And some of the prices for things are $3 and some are $5. This was, I believe, in the $5. But what we did is we painted across the bottom of it, left the top so you could have a charcuterie board. We show you in the video how to treat it so that it's food safe.
Yep.
That's super important. And then, but you can flip it over, and so you could drill a hole, you could mount it to the wall, you could do whatever you wanted, but this is a super cool way to just personalize your stuff. And so we did it two ways. And if you notice, it says Gallipolis with the state of Ohio. That's where we are. And people are incredibly proud of our town.
Yeah.
And people are incredibly proud of the places they're born. They're incredibly proud of the places they're married. They're incredibly proud of the Hawaiian vacation they took or whatever. You know, so you can totally make a meaningful gift. It could say Green Elementary. It could say so many things, and you could put your icon that means something to you in the personalization, and we do that on our website.
Yeah.
It's so cool. So this one is another example. And this one we went a little bit more like to make it appear like it's just etched. So it's just in a dark brown, and then these are coordinates. So if any of you, I'm just gonna do y'all a favor, so just Christmas shopping right now, you get your cutting board, you tell us the coordinates, or you tell us the town that you want the coordinates for. You order that stencil, and I will tell you what, every geeky boy, man out there will be so enthralled. There's the amount of jaw drops that happen when they see coordinates. They're all like, oh, that's so cool. You know, so if you want to get any kind of personal anything, these coordinates are the thing to do.
Yes.
So, but yeah, we show you how to do all of that stuff on that video, and it's amazing. And you can do a $5 present.
No doubt.
And yeah.
So, what do you think about this weekend? You want to show them? You want me to just give them a sneak peek? I will say, because I got in trouble because I busted us last time. We are going to use the same stencil on 3 products.
That's a good clue. Yes. And it's holiday decor.
Yes.
And
make sure that you're on our newsletter this week. Yeah.
And they might all be fabulous.
We have some new releases coming this week from the website and some things that we're telling you about. So without further ado, let's talk about today. So we've given you some sneak peeks. If you're on our newsletter, you know that today we're talking about how to amp up your projects, amp up your decor, use something interchangeable like a wreath. So we made a whole collection of stencils, and we have examples to show you that show how to put wreaths on your projects. Take away the O, throw on a wreath. Yeah. But we just released on our website in that collection
10 minutes ago.
We just made them active. We have 13 different wreaths on our website. We only have maybe 1 to 3 of each design.
Yeah, very limited, very limited.
And it kind of gives you a little explanation of what it is, and then this size that it tells is going to be a rough size of how the outside measurement of the wreath. So we do have a few of those, and they are only $10 each.
So I want to jump in on the $10 each. Okay, so we have a boutique in a 4,000 person town. And what that means is if we want to buy something, so we went looking for wreaths. I'm not going to hold any up yet, but we went looking for wreaths that would fit on our tall porch signs because we have the painting workshops here in town. And we needed these smaller wreaths. Well, they always have these like big numbers, right? So we have wreaths for $10 that would retail for $30.
Yes.
So these are like a steal of a deal. And we had to search the world over and tried to find true love. I can't remember that. Anyway, some silliness, but it's hard to find the wreaths that fit the sizes. And we found a few vendors that we really like. And so we have brought in the wreaths, and then we were like, wait a minute. These guys would love these and be able to buy them themselves and know that you're getting a quality product, and we're just going to kind of show you the different wreaths and how to use them today.
Yeah.
But it's a big deal. It's a good deal.
Yes, it's a good deal, and I have shared the link on Facebook and on YouTube. We have pinned it. There are only a few available, so
super
if you
small
and we're
amounts.
not showing them all today. I think we're showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 of them pulled out
But
of
on
the
the website,
13.
they're all
But on the
there.
website, there are 13.
Yeah, this would get too chatty if we did all of them.
Yes.
But we're going to show you the different ways. So do we want to jump in?
Yeah, jump right in.
All right, so here's what we've got going on. So we'll start with the one that is the tall porch sign. So I'm going to take this wreath off. So you have your porch sign, right? And so you can leave off the O, and then you can put a little screw or a nail right there, and you can totally put that right on there, and it's a super sweet application, and it just makes all the difference. So now say this is my fall, then you can be like, so your porch sign is the expensive part, right? So now you can go and you can be like, here's my spring. And so you can find your wreaths that tell your story, and you can make this a seasonal. Here's my summer. Okay, so that's 2. And none of these are fluffed at this point. So here's my summer wreath. How sweet would that be on your front porch?
I know.
Just adorable.
Well, and what I love about it is that we always talk about changing the season. So we have thousands of designs to change the season, but if you find a design that you love
and you don't want to take it down,
you don't want to take it down, then change out your wreath.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ta-da!
So then don't forget that the same technique works for your seasonal. So you can take your 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly, and you can totally put your wreath in there. And so we have a few things that are interesting. I have a list of 7 reasons. So your seasonal decor, we've already touched on that, so you can totally change your wreath for the season. I've got my list, so I don't have to remember everything. But the aesthetics, a lot of times, if you are looking at, can you get the overhead on that, okay? Some of it? Okay. So if you take this away, this can look a little bit flat. But when you bring something like the wreath in, then it softens and it makes it 3-dimensional. And it also, then you can seasonally change it and everything. Then you also have your color and your texture. So that comes into your seasons. So you totally can go into your just different, I love the soft of this. This says maybe, just, I don't know, April, because my birthday, But so just super fun. And then you also can go into personalization. So it totally can speak to what is cool for you. You could have a succulent wreath or something like that. So these are ways that you can personalize these. I'm going to switch to a different example. If you guys have questions, hanging these on your project, if you're dealing with a wood piece, you can put a little cup hook. You could do a nail or a screw, and then you could use, I'm going to show you on one of these that we used some stickies, and you could use command strip hooks. There's a lot of ways. Okay, so I'm gonna bring the summery one down here. Okay, and then I want to show you a little bit about fluffing a wreath. Okay, so welcome to our home. It looks super cute and everything, but it's just a little flat, right? And who says you need to have like a wreath? Like wreaths are like hundreds of dollars when you get a really good big one. So you can have this wonderful sign on your front door with a little wreath, and it doesn't cost you the earth, and like then you can fluff it. And you can also add picks and other things if you wanted to decorate it up a little bit. So not all of these, about 50% of these wreaths are wire. And so you can just take them and you can separate them and make them as big or as fluffy as you want. And it's just fun. So you just start opening it up. I didn't know how to do this until like 15 years ago, and somebody taught me. So you just have to just open it up and see what you like. And then you want to, if you need it to hug down, once you get it opened up, you can bring it back in so that you're not so like big hair kind of thing. All right, so bring these guys in just a little bit. And now I'll squinch it in just slightly so you can still read my stuff. And then I can put my hangy hooky thing right there, my command strip, whatever. They make them in clear, so you totally have all the option. But now I can take that away, and now I can bring in a more seasonal one. Okay, so I can bring in just a little sprite of green, and then I could add little embellishments. So we have, this is a really bad example. This weekend we might be using little embellishments, but a little bit bigger embellishments, you could paint them and attach them to your wreaths.
How
so
would any of the,
ribbons come
too?
I didn't even think about ribbons.
I don't think that one has like a
So you take your ribbon and you attach like a complementary color. Pretend. And so, you get yourself a little bow there at the top and you tie a beautiful bow, and now you bring in color and dimension as well. My gosh. You guys, it's endless what you can do with a wreath on your painted project.
Well, and what I love about what you showed, so you showed several different ones on that, and you showed the one that's on there right now is small.
Yeah.
And then you also showed how a big one could go. And
Yeah.
what I love about the first two that we've shown, so we showed a porch sign.
Yeah.
This is actually a doormat stencil that's in
Yes.
a smaller size
Yeah.
than what we do for the doormats. And it's really cool that we offer the different sizes, so then you can do things like this.
Yeah, so this was intended, like it was made intentionally to be the doormat on the Quar doormats. And so we just also make them in smaller sizes so that you can make a front porch. I have a plant stand thing by my front entry, and I've got a blank wall right there. It just screams for my signs that you put there.
Right. Well,
you've got to have it. You
and
know?
we know that not everyone has room for a tall porch
Sure.
sign. Well, I don't have room for a doormat. My door is really low, so then it would have to be far out from the door.
Oh,
but
yeah.
if you really love those designs, you could do a small one and hang it beside the door or on the door as a rectangle.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's go into a Christmas. I've got a special one at the end. I think it's just really unique. So we're going to go into this, and we took some of the little scrapbook stickies, and we just put them there. And now this poor wreath has been torn off of this thing about 8 times.
Just to show what
they're
it looks
not
like
so
on different
sticky
ones.
anymore, but they totally were holding perfectly fine. And guys, I found this product. We have a little travel trailer we bought a couple years ago. It's Nano Tape.
Oh, I have a link.
Yeah, she's got a link to the Amazon. You need this in your life. Just right now, the cost of admission for this little video is that you need Nano Tape. Okay, it makes sticking things to other things amazing, and it's removable. So I have stuck down things that just always lift. I have, in the travel trailer, my hanging bar was always throwing all the clothes off the hanging bar, so I put Nano Tape and then a piece of bartender's cloth. Totally, nothing falls off of it now. But so you could do that under here, and then it peels off, almost like that sticky stuff that they put labels on from the store.
Yeah.
I peeled one of those off, and it's like super, almost like the stuff the kids, they throw them at you, the little hands.
Yes,
yeah,
the
it's
sticky
kind of
hand.
like one of those. Not quite as flexible as that. But in this case, we could take this and we could mildly fluff this. And I think this one is amazing because it could be fall, it could be Christmas, it could be all the seasons. And so we just can make it just slightly fluffed. I could tuck little mini 1-inch bulbs inside of it. I could put some little tinsel on it.
Some bells.
Yeah, oh, bells. I love jingle bells. I don't know why I love jingle bells. It's like my
They're
vibe.
magical.
Yeah, they are. They're magical. Okay, so this is this version, and then we shown, so you really can't, I'm gonna take this, rip that back off of there. You could go with the small one, and that makes it like a little bit less cluttered. These ones are really hard to find, and you'd think they would be like candle rings, but the candle rings aren't full like a wreath. So the candle rings are always like a small little roundy round thing. If you have them and you find them, treasure them. Anyway, and then you could go a little bit more with a little bit different greenery for the season.
Well, and when you're painting these, I painted for the wreath. And sometimes you might do that, but sometimes you might paint and then want to add a wreath. So that's something that you'll want to think about when you paint a color. So with the navy, almost anything's going to match it. With the brown, anything's going to match it. With that Christmas one, the fall that we put on there might not have meshed as well with the colors because it was rustic and it had the red.
Yeah.
So think about your colors as you're painting them. And then you can also do reversible on your wood.
Yeah.
And then be able to do it.
Flip and flop it.
Flip and flop with
and
the
then
wreaths.
don't forget wreaths store amazingly well, so you can have a tote full of wreaths. So this is the kind of thing that we like to do. We want to share ideas for you to change it up, personalize, really make it like a beautifully deep, wonderful expression of your creative soul for your house. And so you could tuck a few fall leaves in this guy right here. You could tuck some little jingle bells in the sky. You totally can do just some fun things. Take them out for that season. Bring it back as a different thing next season. I love it. All right, so we're going to go into our little surprisey one. Do we have any questions before we do
No,
this?
not yet, but Paula said that she did her joy the same way that we did ours. So
Love
she
it.
has a joy with the wreath.
The wreaths are amazing. Okay, I'm going to go here. This is one that I don't think everybody would think of. So you can do a monogram, and this is just a small piece of MDF. What I love about the monograms is, so we have, I'm thinking of the family picture. I don't know how many people that is, like 30 immediate Rollinsons, like easily.
That's a lot of Rollinsons.
It's a lot of Rollinsons. It's a lot of Rollinsons.
It's a lot of Rollinsons in one place at one time.
Yeah. It's a lot of boys, right? So we have all boys, 5 boys. And what's fun about it is we have the most amazing daughter-in-laws. And so imagine the daughter-in-laws that it would take to be married to the sons. That's some take care woman right there. Okay, but when you put this on there, then you fluff it up and you have, so you buy where I was going with the R is, now I have the possibility, I've got granddaughters, grandsons, I've got daughters, daughter-in-laws, I don't have daughters, daughter-in-laws, that would all love to have the R with a little bit of placement. This could go in your entryway. It could go by, the entry, mirror or whatever. You can put it outside. You can put it in the bathroom. You can do everywhere. But you can R the heck out of things, or S or H or L, whatever your name is. And then you can reuse it over and over and over again.
Well, and one of the things I love about the R is that most of these projects are really big. And so a lot of these are going to be statement pieces, but we wanted to show you that it doesn't have to be. If you don't have a big space, use your small stencils. You could even use a cute little saying and put in the small area and then make your wreath out of it. And then could I also have you grab that harvest blessing behind you? Because when we were working on these, we were just looking around the room and thinking, okay, what could we do? If you had a small wreath, maybe that little eucalyptus one, that to the left, that one, yeah.
Okay.
That you could put that, not paint the pumpkin.
Okay.
And then put that inside your harvest
and your
blessing,
and
boom,
then
right
that
in the
goes
middle.
right on there.
And then it just hugs it.
Yeah.
And I think that
it's just like such a the layering of it is amazing.
right? Well, and then it's just the opening of the ideas, because when we started with home, because that was where our mind went. And then we were like, oh, what about the monogram? Oh, what about the harvest blessing? And we were looking around the room and looking on the website. Like, oh, we could do that. Oh, we could do that.
Yeah. It's amazing. You really have like an unlimited amount of things that you could do. I don't think this guy is going to be a little bit big. So you do have to pay attention to your sizes. So another thing to do would be like, I think I want a big, a medium, and maybe something florally. And then you'll have it to change, decorate, and do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a selection to do this. So I think, unless we have
You got
questions,
everything covered on your list?
I will have one or two more points. There are symbolisms with wreaths. It has a historic symbolism that evergreen wreaths, the greenery on the wreath means like everlasting life. And you also, the springy ones with the florals and stuff like that is new growth and like blooming and blossoming in life. So that's a really cool thing. And then the customizing, and it's historically, wreaths mean welcome. So it's actually a really historical thing. I don't know, something about a floral at your front door or in your house means like life is welcome here, kind of, you know?
Right.
It's just really sweet.
So one item that we didn't make, but we have made before, is to use one of these wreaths or even a larger wreath. So if you have a bigger wreath and you're thinking, I think it's too big for doing any of this, don't forget that you can use small wooden signs inside your wreath.
Yes.
We have done that.
I wish I had that here. I don't think I have anything.
I don't think we have anything
Yeah, we
small
don't have
enough
it
for
right
those.
here.
Well,
Yeah.
even if the R was on a small piece of wood.
Yeah, but like we've done bunnies on Easter projects, so you have this wreath on a, like the R. Let's go here. Let's go there. So this is a super great Easter color. And so you can put that there, and then you could put your R, and then you could have your little bunny icon right there.
Yeah.
And you could put a little floral icon. We have all the wood shapes, you know, too little, but the idea is there, the gingerbread, that kind of thing. So it's so cool that you can embellish on your embellishment.
Right? Well, and then even adding it to another layer. And we've also used them in baskets. So we have made basket designs for people where you would do a basket and then your wreath and then your wood sign. And so then you have 3 layers and they look so beautiful
you guys, the
on a
sky
mantle.
is the limit. And I love that they store so easily. They're literally like pillows. When you're going to store them, you're going to put them in your, you know, whatever Tupperware, not Tupperware, but your Rubbermaid tote. And then you could put a piece of tissue paper on top and then just stack them, tissue paper, stack them, tissue paper, stack them. You don't need to do anything fancy to store these. You do want to keep them away from rodents and things like that. So just know that sometimes the greenery is attractive, so you want to keep them in a container in your garage, whatever, but just to make sure that it stays safe from nesting things.
All right, I have some questions and comments.
Okay.
Since you're the Nano Tape queen.
Nano Tape queen. Hey, you know
Add
what?
it to your resume.
I'll take it. Yay!
I will wear that crown. Kat asked, is Nano Tape
Kat.
good in hot and cold weather?
It has been, because I did we got to, my golly, no, well, we got to 100 degrees, but we got to negative like 8, 10 last year. I know some of you are laughing at me because you think that's so cold, Patricia. But for us, it was really cold. And it lasted for about a week. And so our travel trailer is stored in the winter time in somebody's open barn. So it's just under cover, but it's not protected from any elements. driving rain and things like that, but not the cold. And then we took it out. So I did that the last season, and then we took it out this spring, and everything was still working. So, and I have baskets that are attached to my, what I thought was wood cabinetry, and they are indeed not wood. It is some sort of covering that makes it look like wood. But they have heavy items in it, and it's like sort of glorified cardboard.
Yeah.
And I have, you know, DVDs and some medical stuff, medicines and things for like bug sprays and stuff in 3 of those baskets on the side of the TV stand that's in there. And those things haven't budged. And it's a metal rack with a whole bunch of stuff in it, and they are on there, and they don't and pop things out at all.
Yeah.
That's the official.
We really love those sound effects. That's why we're all here, is for the sound effects.
Right. Soundboard pending.
Yes.
That's coming.
Darlene asked, could the wreath be attached with Velcro?
Absolutely. Yeah, you just got to get it attached to this side of the wreath. So that's going to be your trick, but you could have a piece of Velcro and 2 little miniature zip ties, and then do that on there. That would work really well. I think like the options are unlimited about how you stick this.
Yeah,
to
and
them.
we grabbed just whatever we had lying around.
Yes,
I was like, oh
exactly.
look, let's try a screw, and
They're not very heavy.
no,
Yeah,
the
they're
wreaths are
super.
very light.
Yeah, I'd give them, I don't know, a few ounces.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're not bad, and they're not giant.
They're not giant, no. Mary Beth said, love the wreaths. I know you say these are limited, but is there a chance you would continue selling them?
You cannot. So, ladies and gentlemen of the listening audience, the rules of imports. Almost all of this kind of thing is going to be an import. It is just the way that the world works. You know, and so it's our reality right now, where we are. The rules of imports are what you get is what you get when you get it, and you do not ever get it again. Now, you can get something like it. You can get something similar size, but you will never, ever, ever, and I've never seen it happen, you'll never get it again.
Well, in these specific ones, I looked up our previous orders from when we did purchase them, and none of the ones that we are selling currently are even still available.
Yeah.
That being said, if our stencil fans love them and
love wreaths, we
and-
can
and
bring in
want
other
them,
wreaths.
then we
Yeah.
can definitely look into making it something that we bring in seasonally or try to grab
Well,
some when
I
we
think
can.
working them in later is an interesting idea. Like this was like, hey, why aren't we sharing this? You know, so it was one of those moments. And then, but then seeing all of the options, Carrie did a really good job. She brought all of the samples together, and she did a really good job. You know, just seeing what a rectangle sign looks like, you know, with your
round
wreath on it. It just really, like when you do that, like let me do it again. Ready? Pop. And it just really looks fantastic. Just adding that little bit of forward to it. I love the layering. I think it just makes it into $1 million project.
Agreed. Now, can I have you switch that out and bring the joy back up?
You betcha.
Please. And our friend Christine said, this may help me hide my errors on one of my rounds.
Good idea.
So with the joy, guys, I painted a lot of samples this week, and you don't have to put that back on there. The word the. So when I painted the J and the Y, I used the jumbo dauber because it's a very large
big
space. And then I got lazy and I tried to use the jumbo dauber on the small space. So the word the was very, very messy. So then I had to sand it, rebase the cream on top of it,
Oh, no.
sand it again to make it look like I didn't mess up, and then repaint it. And
She's
then
telling on herself.
and then I got a ginormous wreath that pretty much covered the word the, and there you go.
There you go. So they're disguises. It's like when you buy that dress that's like a muumuu or something, and you're totally like, disguises.
Disguises. So yes, you can certainly do that. Also, don't use jumbo daubers when you're painting small spaces.
Yes. Yeah. Jumbo daubers are really good for the big spaces.
Yes.
And they like this. If you haven't seen the videos, we've got videos for this stuff, but it fills in the jumbo space really well.
And they're in stock. Jumbo daubers and ink sweepers and polyfoam brushes are all in stock today.
Yeah, it's like a Christmas miracle.
It is a Christmas miracle.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope that you love the layering. I hope that you take it and make it yours and share pictures with us.
Yes,
Make sure
please.
you give us a thumbs up and like and subscribe.
And don't forget to go shop those wreaths before they run out of stock.
Yeah, you guys want to get these. We released them here today for you.
Yes.
Like literally.
Yes,
for
they were
you. Yeah.
for our live audience.
Yes, you guys have a great